Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by PointsBet. Use the promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Luke Stuckmeyer, Jared Willys, Ryan Herrera, Cody Delmendo. We're all here getting ready for the unofficial second half of the Cubs season, which starts on Friday. Of course, they're already technically past the halfway point. First off, guys, I just want to let you know that if I fade away during this show, it's because of my traffic jam on the way here. So if you lose me, just splash a little water in my face. 2 hours and 20 minutes from Arlington Heights.
That's what I need, though, like the little spray gun.
A little spritzer.
We spray Cody.
Anytime Cody says something crazy, we spritz him with a little water.
That's what we need for you, too.
Turn it toward you just to wake you up. Yeah.
2:20. The only other traffic jam in my life that was worse than this one, which when I left my house it said it was 40 minutes, turned into 2 hours, 20 minutes. I remember going to a Cubs game in like senior in high school, freshman in college. I had a old 67 Mustang that was in the family. No air conditioning.
Nice.
And at that time, there was no iPass. When we got to that Rosemont toll booth where you had to stop, and there were so many cars backed up after a Cubs game that we got out in a hot day and just sat on the hood of the car because we're not moving. So it's the only time in my life in Chicago I can remember worse traffic than today. And there wasn't even snow.
That's brutal.
So if you lose me,
I'll give you a little kick on the chair.
We got a nice little
not
solo
a kick
cup.
because I'm brittle.
Just splash it on him.
Yeah, that's why That's why I always take the 290 out down here.
290, yeah.
It's close to my house, and I also like as soon as I'm leaving, like I'm in the car, waiting to go, and I have to look at okay, what's the quickest route? And for whatever reason today, didn't tell me 90. Maybe it was because by the time I was leaving.
What time did you leave?
2 o'clock, maybe something like that.
See, I left my house at 1:10.
Oh shit!
And you beat me here
by a lot. I was here for like a good half hour.
And we live in similar areas. That's insanity. So let's hope the Cubs' second half of the season doesn't go as poorly as my commute did, but it just might because the trade deadline is almost here. So here's today's podcast. We got a couple things going. The first half of the podcast, we're going to go back and look at our preseason predictions and just how stupid we were before the season started, what we thought of some of the predictions we made. The second half of the podcast will be sort of a trade deadline pool, if you will, or almost like a draft. We're going to try and predict where all these guys are going, who they're getting traded to, whether or not certain players will be traded or not. And a weighted system out of 100 points total. We'll see who wins on August 3rd. Fair?
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, we got a lot of trades to talk about.
Before we start, can we read Jack's comment?
What's Jack saying?
Of course, he's asking about.
Jack R.
He has a Juan Soto comment. He says, "Okay, I got to ask you guys: would you be willing to give up Nico, Keegan Thompson, PCA, Brennan Davis, Christian Hernandez for Soto, no matter how good he is? All that for one player?"
I would probably lean yes.
I think I would too.
I think I would lean yes.
Yeah.
That's 2 good.
That's 3 top 100 players.
That's 2 good MLB players that haven't proven that they're all-stars even, and 3 guys that have not even made it to the majors yet. 2 that aren't even close as of right now. They haven't even made the majors yet. Prospects are lottery tickets. Juan Soto is 23 years old and is a perennial all-star MVP candidate. I think you take that.
Here's why I'm against. I'm against it. Are you against it, Cody?
I'm against it too. Yeah.
I'm against it because while Nico hasn't proven it long-term, Keegan hasn't proven it long-term, and those other guys are their top prospects, and prospects are just that, prospects.
Lottery tickets, yes.
You still have to pay him the $500 million, which isn't my problem. I'm just saying once you pay him that $500 million, you don't have money to go out and start signing all these other free agents you're going to need to fill the roster because you've just depleted the entire farm system. I have no problem with paying Juan Soto $500 million, but I can't give away the farm system that I just had to build up because that's how you build a team around Juan Soto. If you do it this way, you end up with Mike Trout and nobody else in the
Angels. I push back on that because you really only traded away 3 prospects still that are prospects. And if the Cubs are confident in their farm system right now, which they say they are, they say they have the overhaul, the pitching infrastructure, hitting infrastructure. If they're that confident in that, they will have more prospects that can come up and they can build around Juan Soto. Maybe not top 100 guys yet, but guys that could eventually, they should, if what they're saying is true, they should have guys that will enter the top 100 and that you could put around Juan Soto.
And I think, too, just to kind of piggyback on that a little bit, you're trading a couple of major league players, but you're not digging into the talent that you have on the major league roster all that much if you really think about it, because an outfield of Juan Soto, Seiya Suzuki, and Morel perhaps, you'll do pretty darn well with that. So I think, because I get what you're saying.
I don't know if they can afford Seiya's contract if they pay a guy $500 million. They're going to have no pitchers, zero.
I think that's the question mark becomes, because you are trading away Keegan Thompson in this scenario, and he is looking like one of your potential, front end starters for the years to come. So yeah, it does create a potential problem pitching wise, but I think at least in the lineup, it doesn't hurt you as much as it might seem at first.
To me, and I'm sure, I don't know if Jack meant to add this at all, but like, my thing is, are you going to get Juan Soto to sign that extension the moment they make that trade?
That's the point. That's what it hinges on. Well, that's what it hinges on. Obviously, you're not trading for a guy that could be a free agent in 2 years.
Yeah, you have to get
that. That's obviously hinges on them getting him to an extension.
Where in history shows, and Juan Soto even said that he wanted to test free agency already.
This is a complete hypothetical. The Cubs aren't going to go get Juan Soto.
I know they're not. But again,
this is all hypothetical.
If we're going to throw out
these
wild ass trades, then
but the whole hypothetical situation hinges on them being able to sign.
I still wouldn't trade 3 top 100 prospects either, especially with where the Cubs are. If the Cubs were in win now, if they were ready to win now, then yes, I would trade 3 top 100 prospects. But you trade all that. Do you actually think they will actually go and then go fill those spots? No, I don't. Not in free agency. And even if they try, who knows if they even work out?
It'll be 13 years. It'll be a 13-year contract. Just because he's not going to win next year or the year after doesn't mean Juan Soto will be hitting his prime, which hopefully when the Cubs are ready to start winning it. He's 4 years away from being prime athletically in what just generally is considered your prime. 27 years old. Still 4 years away from that.
And I think that's the thing to consider as well, is in this scenario, you're trading for him now, but maybe you are still 3 or 4 years out from really being competitive. Then you're hitting him right at his prime when you've had the opportunity to bring in some other guys, bolster that roster a little bit. And I think too, we get hung up on, and it's easy to do because we follow the prospects in our system, and you get really excited about them and you want to see them at the major league level. But at the end of the day, they're prospects. And so I'm always quick to be ready to say, if they'll take these minor leaguers for this major league player, then let's do it.
Here's the only way you do it, because, again, I say it's not the NBA. One guy bats 4 times, but he is a great player, the best player probably. Here's the way you would do it, and it takes us right to the next segment. If you are going to trade for Juan Soto and you're going to give away 4 or 5 really good prospects along with Nico, along with Keegan, whoever else they want, then you are trading everybody here this offseason. Everybody's gone. And if you think the rebuild is bad now, you better see it the next 3 years while they're trying to build around Juan Soto, because they would have to do this 3 more times. They would have to sign free agents just to trade them for the next 3 years, just to build up. Naked Man?
Sure, yeah, shirtless guys.
Naked Man's back. You would have to do it at least 3 more summers in a row, just signing 1-year guys or 2-year guys, being able to trade them so that you could build players around him that would be cheap enough to go with a $500 million. Because, guys, they aren't going to spend like the Yankees. They aren't going to spend like the Dodgers. You can say you want them to, but they're not going to.
Right. And I think, and I want to acknowledge what Jack said in the comments.
That was the trade. That was the right trade to make. Maybe they gave up.
Yes. Yeah, it's a fair question, but I think that's something that you have the benefit of hindsight, being able to say, look at Dylan Cease now, but when they traded Dylan Cease in 2017, he wasn't, I think he was still in single A at the time. Yeah. So it's fair to push back a little bit, but I think there's some benefit of hindsight going on in that situation, because at the time, what the Cubs needed was somebody like Jose Quintana, and
you can argue that giving up your top 2 prospects is a lot to give up for a guy who wasn't an ace. That's the argument. But at the time, is we've talked about it, Cody. The Cubs showed they were all in 2017. They were trying to repeat. and that was a trade they made. Hindsight 2020, that didn't work out. He was good, but not great the rest of that year. He was not very good. He wasn't like the overall contract or the overall time in Chicago or on the Cubs for Quintana just wasn't what they expected when they traded Dylan Cease and Eloy Jimenez. But then at the same time, like, if those two prospects don't work out, who's saying anything about that trade?
Right. There's not a word being said about it.
When we're saying like prospects, if Eloy's hurt all the time right now.
Right.
If Dylan Cease doesn't become what he's become on the south side, then is anyone talking about the fact that they traded Dylan Cease and Eloy for Jose Quintana?
Yeah.
No.
That's what I mean about it. I think we get some hindsight.
Yeah, like Christian Hernandez. What level is Christian Hernandez at? Right?
He's a rookie ball.
Is he still in the rookie ball? He's still in rookie ball. PCA's South Bend. He's still.
I agree. I'm against it. I just am. Again, he is the best player in baseball, and he's heading into his prime.
I just think there's arguments against it that I can understand. I'm just saying if you're saying like we can't trade these prospects because we're doing really well, it's like, dude, these guys haven't done anything. I think a lot of people really believe in PCA. He's shot up this year. He's been really good. Mm-hmm. Same with Christian Hernandez. Brennan Davis, when he's healthy, he is so good, and I think he can be a good major league player. But they're still just prospects. They're still just prospects. Like,
it's the combo of the two, though. It's the $500 million and the prospects, because the franchise will only build one of the two ways.
Well, it's kind of like that comment. Remember we got a little while back of like someone said like, oh, the Cubs shouldn't go get Correa, blah blah blah. Right. They already have Nico, and we're like, okay, but Correa's a World Series, all-star caliber shortstop, whereas Nico has been very good this year, but hasn't proven it over a full season yet.
Right.
It's kind of the same vein as like, okay, these prospects. Yes, they seem really good, and you have a lot of faith in them, but they also haven't done anything at the major league level, and they're like really, now that Brandon Davis is hurt, none of them might not be up till next year at the earliest. Like, so to end
this, because I know we got a show to do.
And
to go
real
off
quick, I feel like I feel like there might be some breaking news we gotta acknowledge, because multiple people have commented about Ian Happ's Instagram post, so I want to.
Right, I just saw that. I was looking for it. We best start doing our predictions quickly.
Yeah,
I know. So I feel like something's happening. Right
what
now.
I was going to say is, when you guys brought up the Quintana trade, and I've justified why, yes, it sucks in hindsight, but it was the right move at the right time. Whether you want to argue about Verlander or not, it still showed the Cubs were going for it.
Yeah.
The difference now is that whether you do that trade or not, the Cubs are not going to be good in the next year or two anyway. That's the difference. The timing is not right. The timing was right at the Quintana trade. It's not now. That's my thing. I know you can sign him to that long-term extension.
It's not a 2-year contract.
But you still have to develop. You still have to then replenish the farm again. You still have to do all these things. And how much longer is this fan base willing to wait? That's the thing.
They waited 108 years, man.
Well, it's been that's been over, and the expectations are significantly higher.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
To spin zone the entire thing, I would make that trade if we're getting Ohtani, who's going to be a free agent in 2 years anyway. So it's the same thing.
Also, Jack R said, didn't Nico bat 300 last year? I believe Nico also only played like 40 games last year.
Yeah, he couldn't stay healthy last year. People were calling him injury prone, and those were the dumbest takes I've ever
I
read.
like Nico. I think Nico has been really, really good this year and opened a lot of eyes of who he can be. But he just hasn't played. I think he recently, maybe last month, passed up like a full 162 games in the major leagues. Like, he still has things to prove. And can he be a good major league shortstop? I think he can be. Mm-hmm. But that's that.
Again,
I'm just gonna say, like, he played like 40 games last year. Like, saying he batted 300 last year is like, well,
yeah,
I think
he might as well have played another. Have played another pandemic shortened season.
So, I think we looked up the Ian Happ post, and not to suggest that people in the comments are overreacting, but I think they may be reading a little too much into.
It was just his all-star picture.
Yeah, he said last couple days.
Yeah. As in
meaning this is what happened the last couple days.
Yeah,
that's the way I look at it. It could mean the other two, but I don't think so.
But yeah, my suspicion is there's some overreaction.
I tell you what, we could do the Juan Soto conversation literally every day for the next until he gets traded. So. Yeah. Cody, what are you betting on the next couple of days, since we did a long Soto segment, and then we'll go into our other stuff right after that. Yeah,
I already bet Juan Soto to get traded to the Yankees anyway, plus 450. You get plus 450 on points bets, and the beauty of it is if he doesn't get traded by August 2nd, you'll probably get your money back, because I assume they would just void it out That's if he doesn't get traded. Many people think he will. Many people won't. I also took the Cardinals to win the NL Central. Yeah, made them all on PointsBet. I love that app. I wake up every day, look over to my bedside, grab my phone, open up, look at the lines, and think about all the different ways I can make money. It's a beautiful thing. I love it so much for that reason. I also love it because it's the best way to support where we're all at, CHGO. And when you use code CHGO, when you sign up, make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content that Ryan's writing, Jared's writing. Even I wrote something today. You should go check that out. It's even unlocked. It is unlocked.
Yours is free?
You're welcome. Yes, it's free.
We're giving his stuff away for free.
I'm a man of the people, all right?
Oh, you're saying I'm not?
No, you're not. I'm just kidding.
Come on, man.
And you even get a free shirt from the CHGO locker. We're all rocking CHGO swag today. Look at us.
Look at that.
Look at us. It's all different shirts, too, so we're not, like, matching.
Bears. Yeah, that was the thing I was, like, worried about. I was like, I knew I was going to be fine, but then I saw, like, black shirt. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Now you're the only one without a black shirt.
Yeah, I'm supporting the other CHGO
That's good, too.
podcast,
I like
man.
that one.
Anyway.
This new shirt is great.
You can get these shirts. You can get all that web content, and sometimes some free content, thanks to me, because I'm a man of the people, like I said. And what was the other thing? What did I miss? Oh, your account on PointsBet.
2 risk-free bets up to $2,000.
The 2 risk-free bets on PointsBet. You get all that for just making a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. It's a beautiful thing, folks. I mean, I can't emphasize just how awesome it is any more than that. If you have any questions, email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we'll help you out. Remember that PointsBet is your home. Why am I reading the wrong ad, Stucky? Gosh, dang it. Here we go again.
You're fine. It's the heat, man.
Is it the heat? I feel like I'm reading the wrong ad, Reed. Remember that PointsBet is your home for live in-play betting. For the first time ever, you can live bet anything, it feels like, these days. You can combine your favorite bets anytime during the game as well. You can even boost all your bets. If you download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. Every show, I say it, almost. I've actually taken a break from it. But if Stucky can do it, so can you. It's a beautiful thing. If Stucky can actually download that app and actually do the thing, log in, create an account, you can do it as well. Signing up, the fastest sportsbooks now, easier than ever, so you can start living your bet life in seconds. Use code CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Shots fired by Nick G.
Nick
So
G.
easy, even Cody can do it.
Wow.
Coming in hot.
Wow.
Did I see Little Yumper? Little Yumper had a super chat.
Lil.
$4.99. What up, fellas? I'm just here for the soda. The Cubs talk.
Dude, the people would love us to just talk about Juan Soto for like the next 2 weeks.
I know. It's a dream. You know what is also a dream, but a reality as well?
What is it?
Athletic Greens. You take one little
Greens.
scoop of that stuff, and you're ready to go. I started taking Athletic Greens AG1 because I didn't have time, wanted better gut health, more energy, and optimized immune system. Now I've been on it, and I love it. It's not super healthy tasting, which is also cool. It's a tropical taste. I take it first thing in the morning. It's 1 scoop, cup of water, 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source, superfoods, probiotics, adaptogens to start your day right. A special blend of ingredients supporting your gut health, nervous system, immune system, energy, focus, recovery, aging, all those things. I go empty stomach in the morning. That's how I start my day. It's lifestyle friendly, keto, paleo, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, all of those with AG1, and it's an all-in-one nutritional insurance for less than $3 a day. Recommended by 7,000 professional athletes and 7,000 5-star reviews. Not all of them are professional athletes. I'm one of them too. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. 1 scoop in a cup of water. You don't have to take a million different pills to look out for your health. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens giving you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D, 5 free travel packs for a vacation if you're going this summer. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/CHGO Cubs, athleticgreens.com/CHGO Cubs. Take over the ownership of your health and pick it up, the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. All right, let's get to the let's get to the reality of what we talked about before the season.
Man.
Preseason predictions. This doesn't say we're necessarily wrong. I don't think anybody's out of it, but we're out of it.
We stinks.
Corey and Ryan were the closest when we made our preseason Cubs win total, loss total. That's the way it's looking.
What was Jared's? Let me see Jared's.
Jared, were you there too?
No. I was not.
He was on the one.
What were you thinking preseason?
He had 79-83, so he was still more optimistic than Corey and I.
I wrote Brendan. I meant Brendan.
Still, Still way off. Yeah.
Ryan and Corey 77. That's going to be way off as well, but less off than Cody and I were. But I was trying to be optimistic. I was trying to be the good soldier here. I knew better, but what are you going to do? I said 81-81. I said if everything goes right, we might have a 500 team. Everything has not gone right.
No.
They're not going to go 81-80.
I'm taking the over. I'm smashing it. Cody, no doubt about it.
That's on season total wins.
Taking the over on what? What was the over at the time?
Wins?
75.5, I believe.
Oh,
okay.
well, clearly it's
well, we all took the over, apparently.
It's Cody.
Yeah.
Who said it?
Me.
I'm taking the over. I'm smashing it. That's definitely
Cody.
The next sentence was probably, it's a vibe, and I'm a vibe. This is how he followed it up.
Do we have to show this graphic?
Cody will make this fast.
Do we have
Cody
to
predicted
do this?
87 and 75.
Man.
You're not out of it. Cody, if they win 22 in a row out of the All-Star break, we get closer to getting back to my 81-81 season.
That's what me and Corey talked about the other day. It's like we were the most pessimistic of the group, and we were still looking way off.
Yeah, you're way off. We're all off.
I mean, we're all off by at least 20 games.
Yeah.
So
I was just trying to be optimistic. And you know what? I didn't realize that this team was just going to be hurt all across the board either. So, you know what? Whatever.
Charlie Ruby on the chat says...
I still give really good gambling advice. All right?
That's right. That's right. He's right on something.
Maybe not full season
shoe
advice,
choice,
but
gambling choice.
Day by day.
Yeah, day by day.
I didn't bet on the Cubs to do that.
No, actually, you predicted the Cardinals to win.
I did.
See,
for the World Series, actually.
I did predict the Cardinals to win the World Series.
Oof.
Love hedging my emotions.
Niren points out that nearly every starter has been hurt except for Steele.
Pretty much.
True.
I think that's
but
true.
That's still, those are the facts.
Thompson, if you consider Thompson as a starter.
We all agreed that when we tried to pick where they were going to finish in the division, we all said they'll finish ahead of the Reds and Pirates. Everybody agreed. They'll finish ahead of, and the answer was Reds and Pirates. But there were, some others. Somebody said, and that shouldn't be too hard since those teams aren't even trying.
I think that's you. That sounds like a Stucky quote.
That was me.
Was it you?
That was me. I said, I was like, yeah. Beating out the Reds and Pirates shouldn't be too tough since they aren't trying. And, I look a little foolish that even – what was the Reds' record right out of the gate?
3-22.
Or
Yeah,
3-23.
Right.
Something like that.
One of those.
Yeah.
It's a race to the finish.
Sheesh.
Also, I think we all completely just disregarded O'Neal Cruz as a dude for the Pirates.
Yeah, true.
He didn't come up until later, but and even David Bednar,
like one of the best.
Yeah, but
they got some guys.
we also didn't think Nico would be playing as well as Nico's playing.
Right.
I mean, I called him my X factor.
What was this one that just came up right now?
And this was also about the Reds and Pirates. The follow-up to they're going to be ahead of the Reds and Pirates, and if they don't, there is something very wrong.
Well, that is
Who
true.
said that?
There is something very wrong.
That is right.
Yeah.
I think that was me.
Yeah, that's Ryan.
That was Ryan Herrera.
And
did
clearly I wasn't very far off. Clearly something did go very wrong.
Yeah. That is factual. We were all right about the record. No, we weren't. We were all right about, they'll finish ahead of the Reds and Pirates. Doesn't look like it. How about most homers? Who predicted would have the most homers on the Cubs? And I think unless he gets traded, it sure looks like it's going to be Patrick Wisdom.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
even
not
if he
even
got traded
close.
tomorrow, it still might be him. Let's say I had like 6 or 7.
6, yeah. 6.
Like,
You know what? That would be kind of funny if he gets traded, but still is the team leader in home runs.
I mean,
because that could happen.
Cody and I took Seiya and Schwindel. What do those two even have right now?
Seiya has 6.
Schwindel has 9, I think.
They don't even combine
8 or
for
9.
what Wisdom has.
But
No, yeah.
Cody and I are not out of this because if Wisdom gets traded, they're getting nothing the second half of the season, whereas
like
Schwindel and Seiya might be playing a lot.
So
that's your saving grace right there.
We got a shot. I'm saying we got a shot.
The injury to Seiya didn't help, that's for sure. 6 weeks.
Dude, me and Corey are like that handshake emoji because we're just like right about everything pretty much, or at least closest to being right about everything. Good for us.
Here's another quote. Give him an extra 2 months. I think he still leads the team in home runs, regardless of how many at-bats VR takes from him.
Wisdom.
That's
about wisdom?
Who said that?
About wisdom, yeah.
Corey. I'm going Corey.
Yeah.
What? That was me?
Ryan Herrera.
Wow.
You were worried about it.
When
You were
did I
worried
say
about all the
that?
at-bats VR was going to take from wisdom.
Thank
Thank goodness that's
Just
no
funny in
longer an
hindsight.
issue.
Yeah.
Hey,
He just took him from whoever was playing second base.
No one expected VR to be as bad as he was. He's coming off a 2.5 F4 season
He
in
wasn't.
2021.
Yeah, at least
No
at
one
the plate.
expected that.
At least at the plate.
Yeah.
Like the defense, I think we kind of. Okay. Even that point, I'm like, it was probably worse than we expected it to be.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, that's fair. I
Yeah.
think maybe I was
Because I wasn't like all in on VR, but I was like, oh, he's a solid player that they might be able to move at the deadline.
Again, I was kind of right about it. I was kind of right about it. I bet you, I was kind of right. I'm really good at this.
And back to the home run thing. Can Cody and I combine our guys? Like if we could have Schwindel and Seiya, now we really have a shot in the
But
second
Wisdom's
half.
still winning. Is all I'm
You think
saying.
Wisdom would still win?
Well, he's still winning right now.
What if Wisdom was on the team, but we got to have Seiya combined with Schwindel?
I still think
That's a competition.
I still think Wisdom would, assuming he doesn't get traded and he's still there.
Well, what you don't know right now. So what would you put your money on right now? Seiya and Schwindel having more home runs at the end of the season, or Patrick Wisdom as a member of the Cubs?
I'm going to go with Wisdom because I might be in the minority, but I don't think Wisdom gets traded. So I'm going to go Wisdom.
I think
it's
Seiya's
still
going to have a
Wisdom.
big second half, man.
I do too.
Seiya?
But,
Power.
He's
We haven't
been
really
playing
seen
very
the power
well.
yet.
well, hey, by the way, so I found our old the ones we put on all CHGO.com. If you haven't seen them, go check it out. But they're way back. Our preseason predictions with all of us, and one of the questions was Seiya Suzuki will finish with blank home runs. Guess who said 35?
Me?
Cody said 35. Jared said 28. So
Well, he was a favorite to win in Rookie of the Year.
Right. And we were told about all the power.
yeah,
Right.
Luke
Yeah.
said 20, and then me, Corey, and Brennan all said 22.
He missed 6 weeks. If he plays those 6
Yeah.
weeks, he at least has
Yeah.
double-digit homers probably by the end of the first half.
Maybe,
Maybe. I don't know.
possibly.
Whatever.
Aaron wants to know who's going to go on
You
a
just like to
fake
point
heater
out
in
when
the
I'm
second
wrong,
half
Ryan.
like
Thank you.
Schwindel.
Thank you.
a fake heater in the
Yeah.
yeah, I
Fake.
saw that question.
I don't know.
And then I saw somebody, Jack said Higgins, and that might not be a bad choice.
yeah.
I mean,
He gets some
Higgins,
playing time.
Higgins
shown
kind of been on his
yeah.
own little heater right now, though.
Right,
Higgins.
he's done a little bit of that already.
He's earning
so
himself
maybe
a roster spot next year.
if Contreras gets traded and Higgins is behind the plate more, and maybe he's a fake heater guy, or he might be legit. I don't know.
All right, what
Right.
do we got any more?
Yeah, we had this was a good question, I think. Will the Cubs win 40 games, or will Brennan Davis make his debut first?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, look at me and Corey again. Coming out.
We all
swinging.
thought Brennan Davis. Obviously, that didn't work out.
Well, the Cubs still haven't even won 40 games.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
That's why I
Oh,
said
wait a
Jesus
minute.
Christ.
Wait a minute. This isn't over yet
isn't
either.
over yet.
This isn't over yet either.
It's
They
still
may
in
never
play.
get to
It's
40
still in
wins.
play.
Brennan Davis will play the last week of the season.
It's
Oh, my God.
We'll be sitting at 39, being
Are
like,
gonna
we
be
got
that-
this, Cody, we got
Are we
it.
going to be that bad?
I'll
my
say
God. We don't need to be
I'll make
that
a prediction
bad. I
for
mean,
that right
sheesh.
now. He will debut the day that they win their 40th game.
Oh, wow.
On September, whatever that's going to be.
That would be so outrageously bad.
Unbelievable.
so bad.
We had who's going to debut first, Caleb Killian or Brendan Davis. Everybody went Davis.
Yeah.
Seemed like a safe pick at the
That's
time.
pre-injury.
It did.
Yeah.
Pre-injury. I will say, we talked about the injuries. I don't think Caleb Killian comes up that quickly if the Cubs are mostly healthy in the rotation. Because he came up because Wade Miley went on the IL. I think Stroman had no.
I think Stroman had COVID at the time, right?
Yeah.
No, this was because what, June 4th. There was some. Well, I mean, Schwarmer was up
But
that
you also
week.
said
That was
that-
also the 9 or 11 and 9.
They had the double
run.
headers,
Yeah,
the 2 double headers that week.
I will
Yeah.
say, without the injuries, he may have not come up that quickly. But even then, Brennan Davis got hurt. So
Yeah.
It was most saves was another question. Who's going to have most saves on the team? And this is really up for debate, too, because obviously it's Robertson,
wow.
and nobody picked Robertson. He'll get traded, so that did factor into our thinking. But I picked Givens, and I I think Givens is getting traded too. So
to be fair, Wick was closing games at the end of last year, so that's why I think a lot of us went, or me and Corey went with Wick.
Yeah.
So
well, he's probably gonna be the only guy left. Most likely in the bullpen.
He might be closing
I just don't know how many saves he'll actually get.
How many save opportunities will he get?
How often
he's
will
kind
he
of
be
struggled
called
the
upon
last
to
month and a half or so, though. So I don't know. Yeah. I think F. Ross. I think it's going to be F. Ross and Brandon Hughes, those back two, which who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, we'll see how it goes.
I think it's going to end up being a situational. Yeah. There's not going to be a closer in the second half. We'll get some.
But
F.
if
Ross
we had to
Hughes.
guess, I feel like it would be. I think Ross would go with F. Ross over Wick. In my opinion.
Yeah.
We did a combined over/under for Nico Madrigal homers. We set it at 10.5, and we all went over. We all went over on it.
It's not looking bad.
Well, first of all, it's all Nico.
Yeah.
And second of all, Joey was the one that set it at 10.5.
Yeah.
He says I went back and listened to the old podcast. He was gonna set it at 25.
What? Oh my
God!
How
far off were we? He's like, but then I started looking at it. He's like, I don't think Madrigal can do it.
25.
So I'm gonna set it at 10.5.
Okay, well, that's what I'm thinking. Is like, Nico has 5 right now. Nico, right?
6, I think.
5
right?
or 6?
Yes, 6.
Something like that. And that's all him. Madrigal hasn't even been healthy for most of the first half. Like, if they're both coming in the second half, like,
and he's taking it to the warning track at least twice
in his rehab assignment. Yeah, I seen that. So,
by the way, who said Nico is my X factor this season?
Ooh,
that was you, wasn't it?
Luke?
Was it Luke?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, you got something right.
I'll take the over.
Who said I'll take the over? Madrigal showed he's got the pop.
Is that me?
That's definitely me.
Wasn't one of us two.
That's because he hit the spring training home run,
yeah,
right?
That's definitely me.
Right after.
Oh, it was Luke!
Oh, no, come on.
I really thought that was me. That sounds like something stupid I would say.
That was Luke. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Jared.
You win some, you lose.
That's right.
I don't know, Jared. Do you agree with me? Do you think we can still hit 11.5? You think we still hit that over?
We do.
I think that's possible. I think Nico by himself could probably.
Nico's got to stay healthy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Nico has to stay healthy. That's it.
Yeah.
If he does, he'll hit that many home runs.
And Madrigal, when he gets healthy, he maybe 2 or 3. So, I still think he can get that over.
He might be the X factor. Well, not that wins or losses matter, but in terms of the Cubs' future, Nick Madrigal might be the biggest, X factor, I guess, because if he has a nice second half, at least we'll have some hope. He's been so bad, and then he can't stay on the field. If he just has a strong second half, at least you can go into next year with him thinking, all right, well, at least we can play you. But
Madrigal's been one of the biggest disappointments of the season because I think there were some people, at least, that had at least mild expectations about him. I know that.
I think a lot of people had really high expectations.
Yeah,
because of the
some had
Kimbrel
real
trade.
high.
Yeah.
And I think those were unrealistically high expectations, which if you could have met them, great. But he was going to have to be a 300+ hitter. That it was. Go ahead, Luke. I'm just saying. I think that there was more high expectations on him than
and not just
higher than they should have been.
Not just from the trade or from Cubs fans. I think there were already high expectations for him as a player when he was with the White Sox, given what he did early in his minor league career. He came already loaded with expectations. And then, of course, being a part of the Kimbrel trade only adds to that. But, to be fair, I think Madrigal, there was a lot there even before the trade happened.
Yeah,
Corey had a lot of predictions that were right. I'd say Corey did maybe the best out of our predictions when we went back and looked at them. But he also had higher batting average, Nico or Madrigal, and Corey went Madrigal, I found somewhere. That's tough. I mean, I understand the thinking, but it just – that hasn't developed.
I do think
– he is a 300 career hitter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think – he's really not been healthy this whole time. And, even when he kind of came back in between IL stints, maybe he wasn't fully healthy, or there was still something because that back thing was, or the back thing was bothering him for a while. And now obviously he has the groin injury. I think you can, especially with the position the Cubs are in right now, you can give him a little more time before you just completely sell on him.
Right. And
I think that's fair. I think you, understandably, people can be frustrated that he hasn't been healthy, and even when he was healthy, wasn't performing. But I don't think it's I think you can give him a little more leeway before you just completely sell on him and say he's a bust. The Cubs lost that kind of stuff.
It's at the
point
where
I don't think any of us are.
No.
Right.
People are saying that, but I'm like,
he's got to play. We need to see a full year And like even this year, we can sit at the end of the year and be like, well, he gave us a good half season, but like when are we going to get a good full season to just evaluate a full year from him? Sox fans couldn't say they could do that, and we can't sit here and say whether he would have to be like out of this mind impressive in the second half for me to like at least say that he should be starting at second base next year. And right now, like if I want the Cubs to be competitive in 2023, Nick Madrigal is not playing second base every day for me. So he would have to really, really impress me because like you see it in the chat, you see it on social media. This guy doesn't walk, doesn't have the speed, and he hits singles. That in this day and age, you just don't really want that, even at second base. And I'll give him this. His defense looked improved compared to what I was told by Sox fans. Yeah, like I will at least say that. Yeah. But like, and again, I know he's young, and he's got if he's healthy the second half, and does whatever, and then goes into the offseason and can actually train to get better instead of rehab. Maybe that will kickstart for next year, but. Yeah. The Cubs, in my opinion, should not be banking on that. No,
I think the best way to look at Madrigal right now, and this is kind of like Ryan and I were talking the other day at Wrigley about, mid-season grades and how do you grade these guys, and Ryan made the really good point of Madrigal right now should be like an incomplete. It's not an A, it's not an F. It's we haven't seen enough to actually assess either way.
Well, and that's what we kind of said is like there's some guys you can be like, okay, even though they've been hurt a lot, like we know who they are, and better health would not have changed really anything. And then you can grade them on that. Madrigal is like, before this year, had been a 300 hitter literally every level going down to high school. And then this year wasn't performing and also just hasn't really been healthy for most of it. So that's when I say incomplete. It's like this guy this season is an anomaly as far as where he's been in the past. I'm not saying like better health would have made him a 350 hitter, like that kind of stuff. Like it's just he has not been healthy and he hasn't performed. But that's the whole point. It's like he just hasn't played a lot to even try. They really have a chance, and that's the incomplete part.
The only thing I would argue with that is I hope he was hitting 300 in high school, because you probably hit 300 in high school. Everybody hits 300
no,
in high school. It's like
I didn't hit 300 in high school.
I was the fastest kid in the second grade. Great. It was 1975.
But he was hitting over 400 in high school, I'm pretty sure. And then I also you also had to take into account the hamstring injury he had last year. Mm-hmm. And going into the offseason and until March, couldn't really rehab that with the major league staff, because he was on the 40-man. Like all that whole offseason couldn't do anything with the major league staff because of the lockout. So that also plays into it a little bit too, I think. But we do want, obviously you have to see what he does in the second half. Like you have to see him get healthy. He said, I know he's talked a couple weeks ago. He's feeling better. Like he caught the groin, the setback. He caught it early, so he's hoping like maybe he can come back right after the All-Star break, or maybe a couple of rehab games, whatever. But you have to see him do something in the second half that gives you a reason to like, okay, like maybe a fully healthy 2023, he could show something. Like he has to do that the last couple months of the season.
Those were some of our preseason predictions. We'll do it again in the offseason and see just how bad if it improves anywhere. Maybe Cody and I creep up a little bit because guys are traded. But those were some of our funny
also
preseason predictions. What do you got?
Before you pass over it, you were the only one that said Cubs under 1.5 All-Stars.
I was. That's right.
You were the only one.
Yep.
Oh, I said Contreras and Stroman.
You still said 2, though.
Well done, guys. Well done. So you got that going for you, which is nice.
Luke stinks.
At least I got one thing. I got one thing right, guys.
If you enjoy CHGO, one way to continue to help us grow is download that PointsBet app and use the code CHGO when you sign up. Not only do you get those 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000, if you make that $50 or more first-time deposit, you get the free CHGO membership, unlocks our web content. You get the free sick drip shirt we got going out here. And if you have any questions, email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we'll help you out in case you missed it. Online sign-up available in Illinois. You'll be signing up with the fastest sportsbook. It's easier than ever. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right. We were worried that Ian Happ was getting traded during the podcast. It has not happened. So let's get this over with before somebody gets traded. We're going to make some trade deadline predictions, basically. We're going to call it a pool. Here are the rules. You can play along at home if you want. There's a total of 100 points we're going to have here, and on August 3rd, we'll be able to look and say, here's what I did out of 100. Each player, we're going to have 10 players. Each player is worth a total of 10 points. So that's how you get to 100. Whether or not they are traded, if you say they're going to get traded and they get traded, you get 2 points. So if I take Willson Contreras, he gets traded, I get 2 points. If he doesn't get traded for some reason, now it's minus 2 points. So 2 would be deducted.
Oh, wow.
Then we're also going to go, what team are they being traded to? That is worth 4 points. And what date are they being traded? That's also worth 4 points. There's no negatives on that. However, the way we're going to break down the dates, you have 3 choices. You can say they're going to be traded somewhere between today, the 21st, and the 30th of July. That's choice 1. Choice 2 would be the 31st of July and the 1st of August. That's choice number 2. Or you can say choice 3, which is just the deadline day, which is August 2nd this year. So let's go through these 10 names, and we'll go down the line real quick.
It's going to be tough.
Cody, you start. Willson Contreras. Will he be traded? And then what team and what date?
Okay. Well, I don't want to be traded, but I do think he's going to get traded. I'll take the 2nd. August 2nd.
Okay.
And I'll say he's going to go to the Padres.
Padres. Yeah. That's a good – those are –
Luis Capusano better be on our goddamn roster. Thank you.
You said we could take the same day and team, right? Or do we have to change
you can pick all the same stuff if you want.
I was going to say the exact same stuff. You should have gone to me first. It was, Contreras. I've been saying it. I said it preseason. I said it all season, like, they're not going to trade him. I had that weird feeling. He's going to be traded.
Yeah, you said, by the way, in our preseason predictions that he would be on the roster August 3rd.
Yeah, I did say that. But
I hope you're right.
I didn't hold that against you. I left that preseason prediction off.
I think I'm wrong.
You've been right about everything mostly. Please be right about that.
You're going to backtrack.
I think I'm wrong. You know what? I'm going to stick with it. He's not going to get traded. No trade at all.
Wow.
It's 10 or 0, right? 10 or nothing if I say he's not getting traded at all?
No, if he does not get traded, then you would get your 2 points.
But no other
and we
points.
would all get negative 2 points if we pick.
Oh, but you lose points if you're wrong, right?
Yeah.
But you don't get to pick the team, and the other stuff aren't influenced. It's basically a 4-point swing if you're right or wrong.
Okay, but if I'm wrong, I lose 2 points, but not the other 8. I just don't get
just 2.
They just don't factor. It's just a minus 2.
All right. No, he's not getting traded.
I like it.
Mine's changed his mind. He's going minus 2.
And this was very much like a in the moment decision.
Yeah.
You could see him ruminating.
All of a sudden, the hair on the back of his neck stood up.
By the way, Schwarmer just cleared waivers and his
yes, I don't
outrighted the AAA.
We better put him on the list for possible trade
now you
targets.
could go get that bobblehead on Foco. Yeah.
Foco. Swarm dog bobblehead.
Ooh. All right, Willson Contreras, yes, he's getting traded. I think he's going to be one of the early guys to go, so I'm going to pick between now and the 30th.
Okay.
So that first window between now and the 30th.
Yeah.
Window 1. And I think he's going to the NL East. I think he's going to end up on the Mets.
Ooh. I will go with Willson Contreras is traded. I will go with the Mets as well. And I will go with window number 2. It's only 2 days, but I'm taking the 31st and the 1st. So right before the trade deadline. So slightly different than yours, slightly different than Cody. All right, next guy, Ian Happ. Traded? They going to trade him, Cody?
No, I don't think Ian Happ gets traded.
All right, so Cody's just going straight out. They're not trading him.
I was going to do that too, but now I feel like because I said Willson isn't going to get traded, I feel like I have to give myself an opportunity to get more points. You know what I'm saying? Shit. All right, I'm going to go Ian Happ. Damn. Ian Happ traded 31st to 1st and White Sox.
Wow. White Sox, Ian Happ. And they'd have him for another year, too.
He would be a good fit for them.
Yeah, he would. We've been trying to tell the Sox guys that.
He's a guy that he's an outfielder, and he's a good he's a guy that's played second. He has experience at second base.
It's
a
been
switch
a little
hitter.
while, but yeah.
Just switch hitter.
That's right.
Bury me in the grave. Jeez.
What do you got, Jared?
So
Happ traded?
I would say if Happ was getting traded, he feels to me like a August 2nd, so close to the deadline that the news doesn't even break until after the deadline. However, I'm going to go Ian Happ. Cody, I'm with you. He's not getting traded.
Wow. Okay. I'll go Ian Happ, August 2nd, traded to. I'll go White Sox too. I think they're looking for a little help.
He's a very.
Not
good
only do I
fit.
not like it, but I also don't think that's going to actually happen. So.
Okay.
David Robertson.
They better get a haul if he's going to the White Sox, man.
They're not. They don't have anything to give. That's the problem. That's why I think suggestion was throw in Patrick Wisdom. Now maybe you get Moncada, but then Steven wants it. He's a Sox fan. He wants that deal.
If he gets traded, I think he goes to the Dodgers.
You're welcome, Steven.
Dodgers?
You're welcome.
Okay.
Dodgers?
If he gets traded, I think he goes to the Dodgers.
All right, I'll switch. I'm going to switch it. I like Cody. So I'm taking August 2nd.
Are we allowed to do that?
He is traded August 2nd, Dodgers.
Wow.
Oh, Dodgers.
I don't think he gets traded, but if he is traded,
now?
I think it's
the
Dodgers.
Doyers, huh?
It's locked in.
That's locked in.
Locked in. All right.
Final answer, Regis. Final answer.
Retweet my tweet, man.
David Robertson.
Okay.
We trading David Robertson?
100%.
I agree. I'll say Robertson. That's where I'll go White Sox. No, I'll go Dodgers. Robertson, Dodgers, and that will be the first window. Up to the
21
30th.
to 30?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've got to go the same, and especially that first window, because he kind of feels like, for the Cubs at least, he kind of feels like a guy where you don't want to wait too long.
Exactly. He's old.
I sort of think
don't wait too long.
Should have traded him already, but I'll go the same.
You said Robertson traded.
Dodgers.
Yeah.
First window.
Joe's giving.
Why did
Joe's
he
saying
start
reports
on
are
that
saying
end
Mets.
and not come back to me?
Yeah, I don't know, right?
You guys were talking about something, so I moved on.
Whatever.
All right,
Or is this a snake draft?
Yeah, it's a snake draft.
Robertson traded. Robertson traded the second window, 31st to 1st.
Okay.
I'm putting myself in like a bind with both of those, with him and Happ.
Tight.
31st to 1st to the Dodgers. I'm sticking with Dodgers.
Okay.
Dodgers are going to get some relief pitching.
I'll say Robertson will be traded on the 2nd of August and will be taking his talents to Fenway Park to play with the Red Sox.
Ooh,
I
okay.
like that pick.
Any reasoning behind it?
Their bullpen stinks. They need an arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And I like their prospects. Please give us Jeter Downs.
All right, Cody, snakes. So go right back then. Michael Givens.
Michael Givens. Yes, he's going to be traded. Let's go. They can't all be on the 2nd, right? Also, I'll go 21st through the 30th. And how about the Mets?
To the Mets. All right.
Okay.
Ryan?
Givens, yes, he's traded. The first window, 21st to the 30th, to the Yankees.
Yankees.
Oh, okay.
Back to the Yankees.
No reasoning behind it.
None. Yeah.
Okay.
Just
They're just
that
a team that's in it.
It's
Just
just a team that could use, and
Yeah.
every team could use more relief pitching.
I also think Givens is getting traded, but I'm going August 2nd. He's a trade deadline guy, and he's the one I think will go to Boston. So I'm going Givens to Boston.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll snake it so I can do the same thing. The next guy on there is Chris Martin. I'm going to go Givens and Martin. I'm going to make the same prediction for both, knowing that probably one of them won't hit. They're both going to be traded. They both will fall in that first window of up to the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say they will be the Red Sox. So both of them are
Both
to the Red
guys
Sox.
to
Both
Boston.
guys to the Red Sox.
Ooh. Okay.
So now Chris Martin is yours, Jared.
I think Chris Martin gets traded. I'm gonna go that's just to mix it up a little. That second window, so he's the 31st or the 1st. And I've got a feeling like, depending how things go in the next week or so, maybe Cleveland's gonna make some moves because they're trying to stay in there with Minnesota and fend off the White Sox. So maybe he goes to Cleveland.
Zachary has a tip in here. He says rumored with Contreras to the Padres. It's an interesting thought.
Oh, that's what
That'll be part of a deal, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
He said Contreras to the Padres.
I said Contreras to the Padres.
Was it me?
It's you, Ryan.
All right.
Chris Martin.
Chris Martin traded. He'll be traded on August 2nd, right up at the deadline, and he will go to Boston. He's going to be a Red Sox.
Oh, so that's well, we both said Red Sox.
Did you say Red Sox?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then he's going to Boston.
Please send us Jeter Downs. Thank you. Okay, Chris Martin. He's going to take his talents back to Atlanta. And I think he will be taken somewhere between the 31st and the 1st. Yeah, to the Braves.
I like that, Cody. That's well thought out. Go ahead and hit us with your pick. Is Rafael Ortega going to be traded?
Yes, Rafael Ortega is going to be traded. I will say that Rafael Ortega is going to go between the 21st and 30th, and he's going to take his talents. I'm trying to think of a team that needs right-handed hitting or just offense. He'll go to, I think, Houston.
Houston. Yeah, that's a team that'll be adding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ryan, Ortega traded?
Traded. Actually, it's not going to get traded. No trade for Rafael Ortega.
No trade for Ortega.
No trade. That's 2 no trades for me. I think I'm the only one with 2 at this point.
I'm going to join you on that one because I don't think he gets traded either.
There it is. I think I will say I think he would have. Actually, go ahead.
I was just going to say 3 no trades, but
yeah, okay. I feel like he would have, if that run he had till the end of June, that like month and a half where he was like hitting like 350, but like the last like 2 weeks has been pretty like he's
not
really
been
well.
good since the end of the Brewers series.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So I
agree. I think no trade.
if the All-Star break / trade deadline has all happened 2 weeks earlier, I probably would have said he would have been traded. I don't know where, but I think I'm gonna say right now no.
Next on the list, Drew Smiley. I'll say Drew Smiley.
So you said that Ortega's not getting traded either?
3 of us said no trade for Ortega.
All right.
Drew Smiley. I'll say Drew Smiley is traded to the Twins. Second window. 31st to the 1st. I'd change that.
Okay.
Trade deadline day. It's a last-second deal. The Twins are like, we'll take Drew Smiley.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I agree. He's traded. He's got deadline day written all over him. But I don't think it's going to be the Twins. I think he's going to stick in the National League. I could actually see a Braves reunion there.
Braves. All right. Drew Smiley traded. August 2nd. I think they need to make sure he gets a couple turns to the rotation, build some value. Where's he going to go? Did you? I'm going to go Houston. I'm going Houston.
You said Houston?
Houston.
All right.
But he may be like a long reliever, like bullpen guy, left-handed, like maybe spot starter here and there, but especially in the playoffs, like a guy that could come out of the bullpen.
Pick up some extra innings,
pick up some innings.
Start.
Yeah, there you go.
Remember, he has 1 more year on his contract, right?
Mutual option.
Mutual option? Okay. Yeah, I'll take Drew Smiley to get traded. I'll say 21st through the 30th. And how about... I'll ride with Luke on the Twins. I like the Twins as options.
Twins.
Yeah.
What about Wade Miley? Anybody think he's getting traded?
I don't think he gets traded.
No, he for sure would have if he had been healthy.
Yeah.
So we're all going no trade?
But no trade.
I wonder because when he has been healthy, like he has been pretty good. Like he's looked pretty. He had that 1-7 inning shutout or 1 run. I forgot who it was against. He's looked good. He just hasn't been healthy.
If you're a team trading for him right now, it's a big time flyer just because you don't know if that shoulder's any good.
Yeah, and so I'm wondering like there may be a team that's like desperate for starting pitching,
right?
And like we'll take that flyer over the last 2 months to see. Maybe
they're not giving up much, most likely because of that.
I'm gonna say no because I don't think he's still in a bullpen yet, and he got 2 weeks less than 2 weeks till the trade deadline. I'm going to say no.
So we're all no trade on Miley. Stays with the Cubs.
Yeah, I don't think he sees
the Cubs are going to need
deadline.
innings pitched.
Yeah, so we either all get 2 points or we get no points.
Right.
Pretty much.
So this one's kind of a wash.
Patrick Wisdom. Now that's an interesting one, I think. Cody, what do you think? Patrick Wisdom traded, and if so, when and where?
I don't think he'll get traded.
No trade on Wisdom.
No trade.
Ryan?
I'm going to go no trade. No trade for Patrick Wisdom.
Jared?
You guys are making this hard for me because that was my thought coming into it.
Yeah,
was that he's
we
a
can
no
all go no trade.
He's a no trade.
We got to get some more variety.
I feel like just for the sake of variety, I want to go on record that that's the reason I'm picking this.
Okay,
but
all right.
He's traded. He gets traded on August 2nd to the Chicago White Sox.
Ooh.
As I've
They need power.
tried to
need
get
power.
Rick Hahn on the phone. He's not taking my calls.
Rick, if you're watching, Patrick Wisdom.
We'll take Andrew Vaughn. Thank you.
Patrick Wisdom, I will say he is traded. And traded to, I'm just trying to think of another team that we haven't. I would say nobody has said the Phillies for anything. I think they're buyers. But I don't think they need Patrick Wisdom.
They could use his defense.
I was actually tempted to say.
I'm going to say the Mets.
Okay.
I'm going to say the Mets will add another bat, and they'll trade for Patrick Wisdom.
And what was the window? Which window are you taking?
Which window? I will say it's on the trade deadline day.
Charlie, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Wisdom to the Mets because there have been some Dominic Smith rumors popping up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
all right. So
yeah, I kind of want to change my pick, but I'm going to stick with it.
It's too late. We've moved on to the next guy.
My hands on the chest piece anyway.
All right, so then the final one is actually two players. You get it combined. If either player is traded, you get it.
Okay.
And if either player is traded to that team or on that day, it's right. So it's kind of pushing you towards trading him.
Okay.
David Bodie, Andrelton Simmons, they're a combo package. If either guy gets traded, you want to say yes.
Wait, how about if both get traded? It's like if you get all these right, like it's double the points. But if you get them wrong, never mind. If you get them right, you get double the points. But if only one of them happens, then it's okay.
Well, you want to make them 3 points? No, then we don't have 100. I like the total of 100.
Right,
even 100.
Even 100. Bodie and Simmons, Cody, is one of them getting traded? If so, where?
I think Simmons gets moved, let's say 31st through the 1st, and Phillies. They need some defense. I don't know.
Right.
I really can't even name your infield
Stole
for
my
them,
pick.
Off the top
Doesn't
of my
matter.
head,
They need D.
They need some defense.
I'm going to say yes. You said the 31st to 1st?
Yeah.
I'm going to say the 2nd. And Phillies. Oh, Phillies. Was that? Sorry.
You guys are, you're making it hard. I do. The only difference is I think it'll be Bodie who's traded. But I guess it doesn't matter either way. But yeah. Yes, it's a trade, August 2nd. And I was actually tempted to say Contreras to the Phillies. I've thought about that a little bit. I don't know.
Schwarbs?
Yeah.
Hanging out with Schwarbs the rest of the season?
So we'll see. But yeah, I'll go Bodie August 2nd to the Phillies.
Ooh. It's either one. It's
right.
We one. Yeah.
Either one. I agree that at least one of those guys is being traded. I think Simmons might be more likely just somebody looking for a little defense. And they're going to give you a bucket of baseballs. I will say that happens in the first window. That one of those guys is gone. What other team are we missing? I agree that Phillies would be a good choice just because they need a little help defensively.
Hey, White Sox keeps a second.
I was going to say White Sox.
We didn't mention Toronto or the Rays.
Right. There's some of those AL East teams like the Blue Jays, the Rays.
You know what? I'll go Toronto.
Just
so we have somebody on there.
Oh, we gotta think about
Is he vaccinated?
Wait, time out. We're not taking Toronto. Good, thank you for that.
I don't even know if he's vaccinated.
I don't know.
I'll go
Twins.
Twins again. I think the Twins are adding.
That sounds like a Twins move, honestly.
Twins do something small. David Bodie. It's also very Braves last year. Braves did a lot of under the radar moves,
Bodie
and all of
to
a
the
sudden
Braves.
those guys. You know what? I'm going to change it. Braves.
Braves.
It's not the Twins. It's the Braves.
Simmons going back home?
Odie/Simmons, one of them is going to the Braves in the first window.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
Before the end of the month.
Can't wait to be hurt again, guys.
Can't wait to be hurt again. So, anyways, that's it. What do you got? You guys excited about the unofficial second half? We looking forward? Honestly, I'm only looking forward to August 3rd. That's what I'm excited to see. And then it's just who's left? Who can we watch for one night?
I'm excited to stop doing the trade value stock tweets.
That's right.
Like I really am. Like I am like mentally broken by talking about. I mean, I like sending them because people love them.
They're not ending, Cody. Anytime Hendricks comes back in the second, if he comes back this season,
like
you're gonna have to put
off-season trade value. Up. Off-season trade
no,
value
I'm
down.
not. I will need 2 months off from trade value tweets. I absolutely am mentally broken by this baseball team because of this scenario altogether. I'm looking, if there's anything I'm looking forward to is after it's over and just watching who has any goddamn potential for the future.
Yeah.
Call the kids up. Let's just see what we got and go in the offseason with some sort of optimism about some certain players. That is all I'm asking.
It might have shades of late 2014 to it, you know.
Yes,
some of those
that
guys
would be
up and see what
cool.
they can do.
I would entertain that. Yes, I would love
And
that.
I think it might feel a little bit like a relief once the trade deadline is over. We can stop speculating and wondering who's going, where they're going, and it just come to
Did it feel like a relief last year? Not so much.
But
it wasn't a relief.
There's
At least
deep depression around
you can
here.
you can
sure.
settle into a state of acceptance.
Okay.
Yes.
I will say I am looking forward to seeing, as much as I said, if Nico or Keegan, if the Nationals want Nico or Keegan in a Juan Soto trade, that the Cubs should consider it. I don't think it's going to happen, so I am looking forward to seeing what Nico and Keegan and Justin Steele, like those guys that had good, like impressive first halves. So you're like, like they might have. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do in the second half. I'm looking forward to seeing what Suzuki can do. He's made adjustments since he came, and he's back from the IL. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in the second half. There's guys out there that I'm like, okay, like the second half, they're going to lose a lot in the second half, but there's going to be individual guys that you're like,
and because I said that Hap's not getting traded, I'm looking forward to seeing him put together a full season. That way we can all go in the offseason and feel good about him going into 2023, and perhaps, just perhaps, this front office will extend a homegrown player of ours. Perhaps.
Nobody wants to take Jason Hayward for being traded?
Dude, if Jason Hayward is traded,
I saw that in the chat. People debating him like,
if he is traded for a washing machine, I will take it. Like someone take him.
Nick G said no one would trade a box of Cracker Jacks for.
If anything, he'd be released and somebody would just
kind of like
take him afterwards.
They would DFA him.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Looking forward to it. By the way, we will not do a regular pre-post podcast tomorrow. Instead, on Sunday, we're going to have a special podcast. We're going to do a pregame show. We're going to be live on the chat the entire game during the game. And then we will do a postgame show. Got some special things planned out, but it will be like a 4-hour plus live chat on YouTube as we're watching the game with whoever wants to watch the game Sunday morning.
4 hours in the best case scenario.
That's right.
We can sit here and we can count down how long Stucky has to sit here and do this.
Well, there's going to be some bathroom breaks. There will be some intermissions in
Maybe
there.
some ice cream breaks.
Ooh, I might bring the whole tub over
early.
here.
Somebody needs to bring the breakfast tacos.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or the
Get this
do-right.
AC going too.
Oh, good point. I might bring, I want to bring one of those personal fans with a mister on it.
It'll be like
people
naked
carry
guy
around.
over there.
Naked
Shirts
guy.
are coming off.
There'll be 4 shades of burnt by the time that game's over. It's going to be real hot.
Also, I got the ketchup off my shoes, Cody.
Oh, congratulations.
Ketchup off the shoes.
Big moves.
I dropped ketchup the other day on these nice white shoes. Was really worried about it. But
how'd you get it off? You want to share your laundry?
Took an old toothbrush, splashed some detergent on it, scrubbed that thing in for a while.
Cold water or hot water?
Well, warm? No, I put cold water in the wash, cold water, and it worked. Just by themselves, too. Thank you.
Nice hand
but I didn't realize there was like one ketchup stain inside the shoe.
Oh, isn't that something?
How did you get a ketchup stain in the shoe?
I think it just like splashed into there and just like hit the hole right.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I watched him do it right over there on the table.
Okay.
It was brutal. I yelled.
Yes,
I screamed.
he did yelled.
I was really upset, but We're good. Sorry.
Yeah.
Fam Guy says breakfast tacos and mimosas. Hey, if somebody wants to send them over, we would be happy to let everybody watch us eat them.
Yeah.
And drink them.
I am down for that.
Absolutely.
We'll see. It'll be fun. It'll be early on Sunday morning. Thanks for dropping by to check out the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by PointsBet. We're looking forward to it. We're going to be here right with you. Hang with us. Take care and fly the W.